Hi there guys, I'm Adam, this is Unlimited Films, and today we're going to be doing a film review about the Shaun the Sheep movie. Now, this isn't going to be a particularly long review, unfortunately. It's not going to be as in-depth as my other reviews, which can be found on my channel, Unlimited Films, because I walked out. Now, I have the privilege of doing this due to my Unlimited card, as I explained in my very first video. However, many of you may not have the privilege to do that, so this is why I really want to make this film review. I don't want to be too negative about the film, but put it this way, I sat there for 40 minutes out of the hour and 20 minutes it should have ran for, and I thought, enough of this, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. Now, this film is made by Aardman, who are very good claymators. I love all of the Wallace and Gromit films, all of the Wallace and Gromit, you know, little BBC shows and stuff like that. I think they're really, really top notch. Watched them all many times, but this just didn't hit home. The Shaun the Sheep, you know, it used to be a short thing on CBBC here in Britain. It was about 10 minutes long, and it was really pretty good. I used to watch it when I was younger. It was a nice filler. However, trying to move that onto the big screen for me has failed, simply because it's too long for what is effectively a silent movie, especially in today's world of cinema. So basically none of the humans really talk, they just grunt, and it's just sort of Shaun the Sheep following this alien around, and they're doing very kiddie things, really silly, a lot of belching, a lot of passing wind. Children might enjoy it, children of a young age, they might well enjoy this film. But for me it just really failed to hit home. If I'm being honest, the claymation was really top notch. If I want to take the positives out of this, the claymation was top notch. It did have some level of humour, although it didn't work for me. And it was really colourful, maybe for really young children. It was very colourful, not really violent at all, just a good laugh. Very family friendly film, you know, nothing really too daunting for young children to take in. The alien was very friendly looking. The Shaun the Sheep gang was all back, you know, the sheeps were having a laugh. But yeah, I can't even tell you what the end of the film was about. I mean, I presume the alien got home safe, but it just really failed for me, and that's pretty disappointing. But what it does do is reinforce how good films like Abominable, which I spoke about in my previous video, were for me as kid films or children's films compared to this film. So this is a really short video. As you can see, it's going to hit about probably 3.5–4 minutes, but I don't really have too much else to say about it. Personally, for me, I wouldn't go and see this film. I'd go and see something like Maleficent, Abominable, even wait for Frozen 2 to come out, and I'd take your children to see that. If you're a massive fan of Wallace and Gromit, if you're a massive fan of Shaun the Sheep, you might enjoy it. But if you're just a fan like me, I just can't see it. It just didn't really hit the spot. So I'm going to really leave this one there and just wrap it up. I'm sorry that I couldn't tell you too much more, but like I say, I just want to advise you guys that I personally wouldn't go and see this film. Sorry that it's been negative. I tried to keep my film reviews pretty balanced and pretty fair, and you know, try and keep them up tempo and take the positives out of the film, but I really struggled to find any from this one, apart from the fact that it was fantastically well designed. The claymation skill was always to a top level, as we expect with Aardman, and it was colourful and slightly humorous, but it was probably too long ultimately. If it had been around 40 minutes, I might have had a totally different film review, but an hour and a half, it missed the mark, I'm afraid, for me. So I hope you have enjoyed this film review, although it's not the most in-depth because I can't really tell you too much about it. But I hope you still enjoyed it and took something away from it, and maybe just go and see a different film, unless you're a massive fan. But I'm Adam. As always, this is Unlimited Films. I'll see you soon.